everybody and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful stitch. It can be made into blankets, scarves, wraps or smaller projects. It's one-sided, so these forms are only showing on one side. The other is flat. I've used two colors, but you can use more, or if you prefer you can make it one color. I'm going to use 3mm crochet hook, and down below in the description I'll put information about the yarn. I used cotton yarn and it was a little hard to make the circles, so maybe keep that in mind when you select your yarn. Maybe it will be easier if the yarn can stretch a little bit more. Okay, that's it, and let's begin. I'm going to make 62 chains, but depending on how wide you want your project to be, you have to chain multiple of 6 plus 14 additional chains. So let's start with our chains. Now that we have all of our chains, let's start with row 1, yarn over and count 5 chains from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. In this 5th chain, make 1 double crochet and then 1 double crochet in the next chain. Chain 2, skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and in the 3rd chain 2 double crochets, 1 and 1 more in the same chain. Okay, now chain 2, skip 2 chains, in the 3rd 1 double crochet, only 1 here, then chain 2, skip 1, 2 chains, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 2, skip 2 chains, in the 3rd chain 1 double crochet, chain 2, skip 2, in the 3rd chain 2 double crochet, okay. Repeat these steps until you reach the end of the row, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so when you when you make the last group of double crochets for the row, you should have left 5 more chains. To finish the row, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and then in the last 3 chains make 1 double crochet, like this, and this is how row 1 should look like. Now let's start row 2, chain 3 and turn. Make 2 double crochets in these stitches, 1 and 2 in each stitch, not together. Okay, now chain 2, and we are going to work around this double crochet right here. So go behind the double crochet and make single crochet. 1. We need total of 6 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, this is how it's looking right now. Now continue working on the next the double crochet we skipped before. It's right here. So we're going to turn slightly and work here. 6 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, let's turn it again, and this is our first circle. So let's see what we have here. Now if I turn backwards slightly, behind the circle we can see our 2 chains that we made, and here is the first single crochet. We have to go there to make a slip stitch. This way we're going to finish the circle. Okay, like this. From now on, chain 2, and above this double crochet here we're going to make another one, like this. Now chain 2 again, and we are moving on to the next group of double crochets. We are going to work first around this and then continue around this one. Okay, to be easy, I'll just turn it like this. You have to make 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then we turn slightly again to continue on the next double crochet. 6 single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and here we have the next circle. Behind it you can see the double crochet that we made, chain 2, and here is the first single crochet. So we have to go in there to make slip stitch, like this. Chain 2 and 1 double crochet above this one. Like this. Okay, let's make it together one more time. Chain 2. We are going around this double crochet, the second double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single, turning slightly, working on the next, basically is the previous double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this. Okay, let's find the first single stitch right here and slip stitch in it. Chain 2 and 1 double crochet above the double crochet from the previous row. Okay guys, these are the steps for this row. Repeat them. You should have one circle in each of these where you should have one circle where you have 2 double crochets. I'll wait for you at the end to show you how to finish the row. Okay, so when you reach the end of the row, it should look like something like this. We have our last circle, and from here we have to chain 2, and to finish the row just make 3 double crochet into the last 3 stitches. So we have 1 here, the next here, and the last one is in this chain right here. And this is how row 2 should look like. Before we start row 3, we have to change our color. Of course, if you want, you can make you can continue with the same color, but I'm going to change it. So we'll finish the last double crochet with the new color, like this. Try to keep it as tight as possible, and now chain 3 like this, then turn, make 2 double crochets in the next stitches, 1 and 2. Okay, now chain 2, the next step, it's a little bit harder to find, but let's see what we have here. So when we separate these 2 layers, you see here is the slip stitch that we previously made to close the circle. So here there is 2 loops going on. We have to make 1 double crochet in there, so we go through the first loop and then go through the second loop, like this. Okay, this is how it looks from the other side. Chain 2, and above this double crochet here we're going to make 2 double crochet. One and 2. Okay, now chain 2, and we are moving On to the next circle. When we separate them a little bit, you can see here is the first, here is the second loops. Yarn over, go through these both loops and pull up the yarn to make one double crochet. Like this. Chain 2 and 2 double crochet above the double crochet from the previous row, like this. Chain 2. Okay, let's find again the two loops. Here is the one and here is the second. Chain 2 and 2 double crochets. Okay, repeat these steps until the end of the row, and I'll wait for you there. Okay, when you reach the end of the row, chain 2 and just make 3 double crochets. The last one is in the third chain. Here's the initial chain of 3 that we made the previous row, and in the third chain we are going to make the last double crochet. Now let's start with row 4. So chain 3 and turn, and we have to make our 2 double crochets at the beginning. Like this. Then chain 2. This row is like row 3. We have to make circles, but it's basically the same, but the places of the circles and the double crochets are different, because the circle, this circle will come between the two from the previous row. So these are the differences here. So instead of going directly to make a circle, now we have to make 1 double crochet above the double crochet from the previous row, like this, and then chain 2, and now we're going to make the circle the same way. First we're going to start working around the second double crochet, and we have to make 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, turn, and 6 more around the other double crochet. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Turn again slightly. Here in the back are the 2 chains that we made, and here is the first single crochet. We are going in there to make a slip stitch and to complete the circle. Here you can see that it's between the circles from the previous row. Chain 2, 1 double crochet above the double crochet, chain 2, and we're moving on to the next circle. 6 single crochets, 6, turn slightly, and 6 single crochets around the other double crochet. Like this. Here's the 2 chains. Here is the first single crochet. We're going in there, to make a slip stitch, chain 2, and 1 double crochet above the double crochet. Okay, repeat these steps and I'll wait for you at the end of the row. Okay, I have made the last circle, and from here, chain 2, we have to make 1 double crochet above the double crochet, like this, chain 2, and to finish the row we have to make the usual 3 double crochet at the beginning. 1, 2, and the third one is in this the chain. If you are changing colors before you finish the last double crochet, you have to switch back to the first color. I didn't cut it, I left it this way, and now I can directly change it like this. Or if you don't like this way, you can always cut it, leave the end, and then hide it and start with a new yarn. The next row will begin again with 3 double crochet, 3 chains, and turn. We have here the usual 2 double crochet at the beginning, then chain 2, here above the double crochet we have to make 2 double crochet, and 2, chain 2. Here we have again, when we stretched a little bit, we have to see the 2 loops where you have to go through them like this to make double crochet. Then we're moving on with 2 double crochet, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets above the double crochet from the previous row. This row is the same as row 3, but there's difference because this row is starting with 2 double crochets here, while the row 3 started with directly with going here into these loops behind. From now on, basically the rows that we have to repeat are rows 3 and 4, but each time this the place of the 2 double crochets and the single crochet will be different. This is because when we turn it, the circles are not one above the other, but are one between the other two from the previous row. So that's why there's a slight difference in the rows. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!